I think it is cool that Verdansk is coming back, but there is a larger, like, there's a larger problem right now. Listen, Call of Duty's always been a cycle, right? And it's going to continue. Dude, let me say this, bro. A lot of people are like, Call of Duty's dead. Call of Duty will never die. It is a pillar in the gaming community. It'll never die. The point I am making, though, is I see a lot of people asking me about Verdansk, and if I'm excited for Verdansk, candidly, I think it'll be cool for a day or two. I think it'll be cool for a day or two. I don't think it's going to change much. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm just jaded, but I don't see Verdansk being the key here. I think it'll be really good for like a week. But then you're just playing the same game that we played 5 years ago, basically 4 years ago. Like, we're excited about a game. Like, really let this sink in, bro. The biggest hype for Call of Duty right now is we get to play something we played 4 years ago. That's the hype. Like, we get to play something that we played 4 years ago. That's the biggest hype of the game right now. I want to make something very clear. I want Call of Duty to be dope, bro. Think about OG Fortnite. Everyone was hyped, myself included, right? And I went back and I'm like, let's go, OG Fortnite. And then you play it for a week. You're still kind of like, yeah, dude, we're back, man. We're back in OG. And then a week later, you're like, you get the point I'm making?
Gary said Verdansk coming back is like Happy Gilmore 2. It's cool, but it's going to be trash. That's actually crazy. It's cool, but it's going to be trash.
YouTube. What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about Warzone possibly being gone
forever.
Like, subscribe, share with a friend, even become a YouTube member if you'd like to. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, so Verdansk is finally coming back, and now we're hearing that Warzone might even be possibly going away. Ghost of Hope put out that exclusive details for Modern Warfare 4, and this is in 2026. No old-gen console support, traditional UI like the older games, more traditional than BO6, engine being overhauled to address Modern Warfare 2 problems like visual clutter, etc., being developed on dev kits for the next Xbox. No Warzone 3 if Verdansk fails to retain current / returning players. Now, I know that sounds really bad at first, but trust me, this could actually be pretty good, because the thing is we don't really know what that means. Because as far as we're concerned, Warzone 3 could be just like the integration, like, which is what we don't want. We don't want that at all. We want Warzone and Call of Duty. We want them to be completely separated. This is something that myself and a lot of other content creators have been saying for a very long time. Warzone just needs to be its own separate game. Even the Call of Duty community, like the multiplayer community and zombie community, they all just want it to be separate. Nobody wants it to all be this big mesh. And the only reason they really did that is so that you could buy their game every year. Even if like you're a Warzone player who doesn't play multiplayer, you still kind of have to buy it in a way, or you're at an instant disadvantage. Don't get me wrong, I think it's kind of cool. Like, if it's something like camos, for example, like, I think that's pretty cool. You know, like, you can get zombie camos and rock that in Warzone. Kind of shows like your, I don't know, commitment or whatever to the game too. Like you're a pretty dive deep Call of Duty player, you know? And I think you should be able to flex those camos. I think that's pretty cool. But I don't think you should have to unlock everything through multiplayer. Honestly, I think it should all be unlocked for Warzone. I'm not sure why that's a thing at all, honestly. It just, I don't know, it doesn't add up in my head. It's a whole different concept. But I would say that's the main thing that we're just very unsure of is this meaning that Warzone will totally be gone? I personally don't think that's a possibility. I mean, I was talking to my buddy Neo on his stream the other day, and this is what he said. He had the same opinion as me.
Thoughts on Warzone ending for good? I certainly hope not. I don't know why that would happen. Still fucking popping. Way too much money to be made for that shit. Where did that even start? I feel like, yeah, I feel like other games just aren't as good for like content purposes. Like, truly, honestly, like, I'm biased because I play Warzone, but to me, I think Warzone's still the best fucking like BR out there to play and like to stream. Like, it's constant action. At least the way I play.
And honestly, that's exactly where I'm at too. I have the same opinion. I don't see how they basically have a whole separate player base that spends money for them on Warzone, and Warzone's free. So yes, they have to put the time and development into it, which doesn't look like they really do it. They have been doing much at all, honestly. I mean, we got the same map as last year, but like less. First of all, the colors are terrible. Second of all, I mean, they took away all the POIs. We got the first version of that map. Like, that probably took little to no effort. So in my head, they're making like a ton off those bundles for barely putting in any work. All we got was Area 99 and then Rebirth, which we've had forever. So I understand that's 95% of the community, but I mean, come on, man. Like, we couldn't even get with Rebirth. We couldn't get like a cooler overlay of the map, you know, like something futuristic maybe, or I don't know, would you say more modern maybe? Like, I think it'd be cool if we got like a reskin of the map or something. Like, that would be pretty neat with like maybe a little bit different. Like, we have those 2 boats and stuff. Maybe we could change that up a bit, made things a little bit different so you don't get like stuck down there and held by teams. I don't know. Literally anything. I mean, we could get rid of some of that water, make the map a tad bit bigger, just a tad bit bigger. Nothing crazy. We all know how that goes when we ask for something like that. I mean, we had Verdansk, which was like a perfect size map, and then went to Caldera, Almazra, giant maps, nothing there, just all out in the open, running for days. That's obviously not what we want. So yeah, this could literally mean that there's no integration, which part of me is like, man, I hope people don't come back because we want Warzone to be its own thing. But on the other hand, that could also mean that Warzone will be shut down for good. I really don't see that happening. And also, like, what is the percent that they're hoping will return and stay to the game? Because I mean, even with OG Fortnite, technically Verdansk, if you don't know this, wasn't supposed to come out. Our next map was supposed to be Avalon. And honestly, Avalon looked great. I thought Avalon was going to come maybe, I don't know, a couple months after Verdansk. Avalon should have came this past fall, but instead we got the same map we've had for the past year. But Avalon definitely should have came, and then I think they should have a 2-map rotation. We can't have Verdansk for like another year. Like, I don't think that'll do well at all. And I'm one of those people that actually didn't really get sick of Verdansk. I got sick of some of the things on Verdansk, some of the POIs I had to fight. All around, I do think it was probably the best map we ever had. I think we could have built onto it though. I think all the good things we have on these maps should have been onto that, and they could have changed some POIs, stuff like that. I am also a little scared because the Verdansk that we're getting is supposed to be like the first original Verdansk, not Verdansk 84, which means we're gonna have way less POIs and everything. There were things I liked on that map too, but there was a lot less on that map than the other one. I mean, the stadium roof's gonna be closed. I'm kind of curious how OG they're gonna go, because I know I'm not a Fortnite player, but I heard like everything was like OG there. But then again, that was really good, you know. Verdansk was good too, but we were all forced to play it inside for COVID. That's how I literally got back into video games. I haven't played since high school, and then it just clicked again, you know. I needed something else to do. I obviously play my guitar a lot, but you know, my friends were like, hey, let's play some games again. My buddy bought me Call of Duty 4 Remastered, and then I got Call of Duty 2019, and that's what spiked it, man. I actually didn't even like BR, and now I'm a content creator for Warzone. Funny how things work out. But you know what? This is something I truly love doing, and I really hope Warzone doesn't end because of that. And this really wouldn't be a huge deal, but there's like no other game like this game, honestly. Like, and I've always said that about Call of Duty in general. There's nothing, even when I was in high school, you know, Modern Warfare 2 OG, Modern Warfare 2, COD 4, those days, like, there's nothing quite like it that any other game has. I feel like I'm literally hanging out with my friends when I play this game. I've met new friends along the way, and like, I don't know, like, some of these friends, I have their numbers, and I text them like all the time. We'll send each other funny memes. I mean, like, you know, there's nothing like it, man. Heck, my friend Big Easy in Canada, I mean, he doesn't even play it anymore. I haven't played since, I don't think, like, Almazra, or no, we played a little bit of Urzikstan last year, but like, anyways, besides the point, I text him like all the time, and he does like racing simulators and stuff like that now. Like, I've built friendships off this. In a way, you could say it's more than just a game, but like, I get it. It gets a little cheesy. And I did try to get an Apex. It's just a little too slow for my liking, you know? If I did content creation full time, I would definitely put a lot more time into that. Maybe do a second channel that was Apex and do like some grinds and stuff like that. But you know, that's kind of hard to do on a YouTube channel though, when you're already a Call of Duty content creator. YouTube doesn't really like that. But I guess the main thing I'm concerned about here is Verdansk isn't like the way to fix the game. there are bigger problems in the game. Like, it's not the map. The map's not the problem. Urzikstan, in my opinion, might be my second favorite map next to Verdansk. End of Caldera, I'm going to say, was very good. The end of Caldera. I don't know. It was just very fluent how you can move around that map and everything. It was pretty good. I'd say like Warzone 3 Urzikstan was probably prime and peak Warzone. Warzone 3, highly underrated, I think. I think that was probably our best state of Warzone. It could use some tweaks and be a little bit faster, but that game, Warzone 3 with Verdansk, I think would have really been good. The gunplay was just very good. I do like Omni movement a lot, so I think the Omni movement is going to be really fun on Verdansk. But the gunplay, I think, is trash. I really do. Modern Warfare 2019 was like the best gunplay. Or even Warzone 3, Modern Warfare 3 was really good gunplay too. I also thought I liked the lack of aim assist, which I do technically like it. I don't like that everybody has soft aim in the game. And now it's like, well, I kind of think I'd rather take my aim assist back because I'm just getting aimbotted or like soft aim through everything. And it's harder to fight against that. That's like a whole nother topic though. Another thing I'm a little bit scared about is the visuals on Verdansk. Is it going to have the same color pattern as it did before? I know it wasn't that great on console, but on PC it looked great. People would even make it look better with their NVIDIA filters. Are we gonna have like this awesome, nice, clear color scheme, or is it gonna have a lot of noise? Right now, like, they ruined the colors this year with, I mean, the same Urzikstan map this year were way worse colors. I can barely see stuff on it compared to last year's. Last year's was way better. Are they gonna fix the coloring with that? Like, is it gonna be either the same or better? Technically should be better, but we don't know. Like, things have gotten worse for your visuals. I don't know. That's what I think is really weird too. That stuff needs fixed if they're gonna make it, like, if they want people to stay. They did say they're gonna make changes to the UI. I just feel like they're so disconnected. I do. That's not really an issue. The two main things they need to fix if they want this to succeed is, one, they need the hackers gone. Two, they need to fix the servers because you were having way too many, especially this past year, way too many inconsistent gunfights. I've heard this been happening on BO6 as well as Warzone. I experienced it a lot in Warzone, but a lot of people are having this in BO6 as well. If you're not having consistent gunfights, then like, it's almost like, what's the point? Like, what am I doing, you know? And also, I'm not sure if skill-based damage is the thing. That could be a whole nother topic, but I've ran into some sketchy stuff with that as well. And that's just not fair. Now, circling back to the anti-cheat thing, I honestly, I don't know. It blew my mind in Season 1 whenever they were like, hey, we know there's a huge hacking problem right now. Give us till either Season 2 or Season 3 to fix it. They gave themselves the largest time gap. I don't know. That basically says, hey, we don't know what to do. Over the past couple weeks, we've seen two or three major cheating companies shut down because Activision has been trying to sue them. Now, this is a good thing and a bad thing. Yes, they're shutting down. I know all the hackers and other people say you shut one down, 30 more open, so that doesn't really help that whole theory. Another thing I'm thinking is that what if they are shutting down these companies by threatening to sue them, but they're not actually working on the anti-cheat or not putting enough money into the anti-cheat too, which makes sense, you know, like they want to save money. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. How do you sustain that and grow even more and make it better for your shareholders? Exactly that. You don't want to spend any money and you want to keep people playing. So there's a huge part of me that's scared that maybe they're just trying to shut down these companies so there's less hackers instead of actually solving the issue, which this is one of the main issues that I run into. All right. Now, I will say too, I'm not sure how many of the casual players actually run into this issue, because if you think about it, 85% of the player base are casuals, and SBMM technically helps them. And we already know that SBMM isn't like something that's going away like ever. So if you think that's like an issue and that's why you don't play the game, then like, I mean, that's always going to be an issue. I think it could be cranked down a bit, you know, just crank that down a little bit. Every game has it. So the only one that didn't and took it out was what's it called, X Defiant, and it didn't even do well. Is it even a game anymore, actually? I think they shut down completely. I did a YouTube video on it. The game was pretty fun. They missed the point with a BR, in my opinion. That's what people want nowadays. That, and also they did something that Call of Duty just did. They delayed everything. So Call of Duty delayed from March 20th to April 3rd for Verdansk in Season 3. Technically, they didn't have a release date for Verdansk, but they said the end of the season was the 19th, so the 20th should have been the start of a new season, hence Verdansk. They pushed that back to the 3rd. Now, there's a lot going on when you're doing that. I do know that one hacker Ziebler, he's the one that did like the permabans to like Bobby Poth and everybody. He said that company, I don't know what it's called. I'm not too into the whole cheating community, but his company is shutting down April 3rd. So it's kind of a weird coincidence that that's what they moved the start date to. You see what I'm saying here? So maybe, just maybe, they're trying to get the release date when all the hacking companies are being pushed down so they can't be up and live, which means they probably didn't put much into the anti-cheat. That's a huge problem. And then as far as like the servers, man, the tick rates on the servers are so bad. There's like a whole separate video you can watch on that. I think Jack Frags does one. But to sum that up for you, our server rate is like, the tick rate is horrible on them. So you have all these inconsistencies, all this lag. Like I can't play with my friends in like Canada or my friends in like California side without one of us being on like a 60 to 90 latency. It's very bad. And then aside from that, it's basically what I said. What's happening on somebody else's screen isn't happening on yours. You could be getting shot and it doesn't register on your screen yet. So it's like you're already down health without even realizing you're getting shot yet. That whole area, I don't know if they'll ever fix that. I think that's too much money for a multi-billion-dollar company that they just don't want to invest in. But if they could just fix those two things, like Warzone would be huge and way different and way better, just a better experience. But I honestly think that servers, hackers, 2 rotational big maps would be great, you know, Avalon and Verdansk, because people are gonna get tired of Verdansk quick, and they're saying they're relying on Verdansk for this to be it for them. That would help a lot. You know what, maybe we'll add one last one. If they would just listen to the community, the people who play the game every single day, I'm just saying, even just take into consideration their thoughts and everything and communicate it more towards them so we're not just in the dark, I think maybe, just maybe, all of those can save Warzone. I mean, what do I know?